Okay. Motivation is on low because it's just consistency is on high. I don't know. I think because I've already gone through the whole process of doing this full segment right here, I'm just gonna do a little bit of movement on this side right here of him pulling the Pokeball out. Something simple, just squeeze it in there. I'm really hoping to convey, and there may not be enough space to do this because I've got 2 frames, but I really want to convey the way a Pokeball is little, and then when you pull it out of your pocket, you hit the little button, it gets bigger. I don't think there's enough space for that, and it might end up just looking like an inconsistency if I have, well, his hand's going to be mostly behind his back here, and then about here. Yeah, that's not really enough space. Unfortunate. That's okay. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna call this done, and then, I mean, I do eventually have to come back in here and fix up some other stuff, but for now, the majority of the scene, I would call this done. Oh yeah, see that looks really good actually. Okay, I'm glad actually that we did have to come back in here and add a couple more. So, on to the character redesigning. So we're actually going to approach this left-handed for a couple of reasons. Primarily to make an example of myself to myself about being afraid of approaching these designs, and also because if I make a mistake, I could do something interesting that we can incorporate into the design later. I'm leaning less this way and more this way. I like the flat bug aesthetic. We're going with teeth rather than his usual no teeth because I want a little edge on my animation. We are also going to incorporate whatever this is. You might have seen a moment ago some of this strange underbug exoskeleton body stuff. I don't know what that's called, but I know what it looks like. So we're going to add a little bit of it, and then we're going to lean into the sword actually. I didn't originally plan to have the sword in here, but I really like it, so we're going to make it happen. I was gonna go for a broader set green theme lady, but now it's giving non-binary, so I think actually I like that a lot better. I'm feeling a little inspired, so we're switching to right hand now. character sheet. What's that? We're just gonna reference this. On to the next one. Alright, so this one ended up being like more of a warm-up on her. Pretty much the only thing I changed is her hair tie and her shoes. Everything else, whatever, it's kind of already the same way I always draw it, which is how I'm approaching most of this anyway, because it's going to be easier for me. This is one of those reasons why I don't do all of the pre-planning, making all of the character sheets and whatnot, because I already know what I'm going to draw them like. Maybe if I did another project I would have to rely on that sort of reference, but for this one, I'm already tired of character designing just from these three, so we're leaving this as it is for now. Here we are. The most fun and difficult scene, probably by far. Certainly the most fun, perhaps not the most difficult. We'll see. We'll see. Storyboard used to look a little bit like this. It was a lot vaguer of a concept. I knew generally that I wanted him to appear, disperse the Pokeball energy with a stomp, pull out a weapon or a pose or something, and then scream. I had some really cool ideas about what I wanted to go back here. So, let's talk about those really quick. Alright, we're going to have a peek at the original animatic as a reference. So here we have this scratch scene, the record scratch intro. We've got this one. Can't let you see what comes after this, unfortunately, so we're going to skip way over here. This scene has already been animated. The scene before this is the one we just worked on. It was originally going to be really zoomed in, which is what I had that first background for, and now I have to recreate it, etc. Following this is a big brain transition. I was very proud of this. So we're going to have him in the master bedroom here when the player character comes in. He's going to stand, pull out his Pokeball, throw it. Camera will go up towards the ceiling as we watch Golisopod come out of the ball. And then when it falls back down, they're going to be downstairs in the entryway. I have a little secret in here, and I hope it's noticeable. I hope people pick up on it. But when Golisopod lands, it shakes the ground, so Guzma bounces a little bit here, but also the music scratches, and I'm very happy with how that turned out. It's kind of subtle, I think, because the music is kind of noisy, but it's there. I know it's there. The problem I'm facing currently is that I may need to create another background for this, possibly. And then I was worried that this looked a little too flat. What I have now, that I showed just a moment ago, that I was working on today, is more of Golisopod facing the left. The background was not created for that. The background was created for this 3/4 view. So I'm probably going to default to this just because that work is already done, and I'm going to trust the vision of past me on this one. And then one final change we're going to have here. This end segment is a little bit too long with nothing quite happening. So I'm going to cut to a close-up of him on the screen right here. And that's the plan. That's the plan.